calling its claim baseless and unjustified. And Ethiopia earns high praise for championing gender equality, with women taking flight in aviation and rising top roles in government. Hello and very warm welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism with the news. I'm Binyam Gatana. Stick around, now the news in full. The Entoto Arat Kilo Corridor, a landmark infrastructure project under the second phase of Addis Ababa Integrated Corridor Development, has been officially inaugurated and opened to the public. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed led the commissioning of the corridor on Sunday morning, accompanied by senior Prosperity Party officials, including Addis Ababa Mayor Ababa. The occasion marked a major milestone in the capital's broader urban modernization agenda. The corridor spans 314 hectares and links some of Ethiopia's most historic and symbolic institutions. This includes the National Parliament, Addis Ababa University's main campus, Yekatit 12 Hospital, the country's first modern health facility, the Africa's first girls-only boarding school. It also connects to the Shiromeda district, a vibrant center of economic activity and a nationally recognized hub for traditional handicrafts. Mayor Ababa, commenting after the event, stated that the newly completed corridor exemplifies the administration resolve not only launch large-scale urban projects but also complete them efficiently and deliver them with clear public purpose. The Entoto Arat Kilo corridor is a clear reflection of our government's determination to bring projects to completion and ready them for use by citizens, she said. The project significantly upgrades infrastructures along the corridor. The road has been widened from 32 to 42 meters and now includes a 3-meter wide bicycle lane and over 11 kilometers of pedestrian walkways ranging from 5 to 30 meters wide. In addition, the corridor features 11 taxi and bus stops, 2 transport terminals, 1 housing a modern mall, under a public-private partnership, 7 parking areas and 470 smart poles for lighting and digital services. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Trune has affirmed that the ongoing development of urban and rural corridor projects is playing a vital role in improving the livelihoods of Ethiopian citizens by creating more livable and accessible environments. He made the remarks during the inauguration of the newly completed Entoto Arat Kilo corridor in the capital Addis Ababa on Sunday. The event was attended by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and members of the Prosperity Party Council. Speaking at the ceremony, the Deputy Prime Minister noted that the corridor development initiative is not only enhancing the aesthetic appeal of cities but also contributing to better living and working conditions for residents. He cited infrastructure upgrades in such areas as Shiromeda, Kazanchis and Piazza as tangible outcomes of the capital's transformation efforts. Temesgen attributed the success of the project to the leadership and close follow-up of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and underscored that similar undertakings are being replicated across regional cities.
Among Africa's 54 countries, one nation stands alone. Welcome to Ethiopia. When it comes to taste.
Yes, I'm in Addis Ababa, which means new flower, a name given to it in 1886 by Emperor Menelik II's wife, Empress Tatu, for its favorable weather and beauty.
Yoni on the beat. Let's make one.
Hi everyone. everyone, my name is Marley. I'm 17 years old, and today I'll be showing you around Addis Ababa, where I live and which is also home for African Union. That is delicious.
Say hello to our ancient ancestors.
This is pretty.
Hi. How are you guys? You don't mind on the video? It's all good? Yeah.
Hey guys.
One of the responsibilities of men here is to protect the tribe.
We feed each other.
You want some egg?
A highland tribe who receives clothing.
Up now.
Where men jump over cattle to...
Welcome to Bowling International Airport.
Very warm welcome. Once again, you are on EBC World as the news continues. A prominent scholar is pushing back against what he calls unfounded claims for Egypt over the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam and the use of Nile waters. Elias Jamal argues that the multi-billion-dollar dam's completion will bring long overdue justice and shift a decade-old status quo that has denied Upper Nile countries fair access to their natural water resources, as our staff reporter Sentayo Tamrat takes us to the journey.
On the 3rd of August 2025, Egypt once again issued a statement regarding the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD, claiming a management role over East Africa's multi-billion-dollar dam. This latest statement from Egypt is not the second or third of its kind, but there have been hundreds of similar statements on water security threat the GERD may pose. Egypt even submitted to the UN Security Council, the Arab League, the African Union, and the European Union multiple similar letters, all of which have been unfounded, according to Elias Jamal Abdullah, a scholar from Haramaya University Institute of Technology.
Whatever narrative you are building with in falsehood, eventually it will be defeated. So that's what's happening. Yeah. So Egypt was saying a lot of things that doesn't make any sense, not only for people who knows hydrology, even for ordinary people. What they are saying doesn't make any sense, because this is purely hydropower project. The water is not going to remain here. Once it generates power, once it hits the turbine, it generates electricity, and it continues its flow. So this narrative also becomes not valid in the global stage. When they are deceiving many stakeholders, yeah. If you go to the Arab League, UN Security Council, many outsiders were deceived initially.
The other recurrent unjustified narrative from Egypt has been the safety of the dam. Elias denounces this, saying no country puts $5 billion on unsafe project.
It is a very huge dam. It's the biggest in Africa and one of the biggest dams in the world. So it costs around $5 billion. So a country who built this massive dam is becoming a levy of safety issue is laughable. If you remember, in 2013, international panel of experts, which comes from all the three countries, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt, as well as some international members. Sure. So they conduct thorough investigation in order to tackle the issue of the safety issue that Egypt and Sudan was raising. And they conclude that the dam is designed based on the internationally known standards.
The completion of the GERD ensures justice and changes the status quo that has been undermining the Upper Nile riparian status' right to use their God-given water resources, according to Elias.
It breaks this unfair status quo that the upstream countries, as if they have no right to use their own God-given natural resource. So it ensures fairness, it ensures equitability.
Reacting on the future of the Nile water resources, Elias said cooperation will maximize the benefits of the resource to the Nile communities.
It should be the source of cooperation. It shouldn't be the source of conflict. So I think this dam has a potential, maybe in the future, to maybe initiate cooperation between these riparian countries, especially between Egypt. Ethiopia has huge geographical advantage in generating hydropower. So if you see Sudan and Egypt, they have just geographical advantage for large scale irrigation projects. So we can cooperate. We can get agricultural produce from them. They can get energy from us. So we can be cooperating like this.
That was Sintayo Tamrat for the report. And in our final news, Ethiopia is soaring to new heights in gender equality, earning praise from COMESA for its bold push to empower women in aviation and beyond. The Ethiopian Civil Aviation Authority is ramping up efforts to inspire schoolgirls to pursue top leadership roles in the industry, while Ethiopian Airlines is being held up as a continental model for women's advancement. COMESA's Director for Gender and Social Affairs, Patrice Mwawinga Hawendos, also commended Ethiopia's wider progress in promoting women to senior government positions across multiple sectors. Jerusalem Beza has accompanied the full story.
The Ethiopian Civil Aviation Authority has intensified its efforts to promote gender equality in aviation, aligning with global initiatives spearheaded by the International Civil Aviation Organization. According to the International Civil Aviation Organization, women represent just 4 to 6% of pilots globally, with regions like North America, Africa, and Europe leading in numbers. To bridge this gender gap, ICAO adopted Resolution A3930 during its 39th Assembly in 2016, launching a gender equality program that supports Sustainable Development Goal 5, gender equality. In line with this global commitment, Ethiopia has emerged as a regional leader in promoting female participation in aviation. Speaking to EBC World, Meskarem Gebra Mikhail, Gender and Social Affairs Director at the Ethiopian Civil Aviation Authority, outlined several initiatives aimed at empowering women in the industry.
We have been actively working to promote gender equality within the aviation industry. Our initiatives include operating all-female crew flights and offering training programs across various domains from flight management to technical services and ground operations. These efforts reflect our strong commitment to gender inclusivity. In particular, we have been encouraging schoolgirls to consider leadership roles in aviation. The responses have been both encouraging and inspiring. Many have expressed aspirations to become pilots and take on senior positions within the industry. These marks a significant step toward transforming the corporate culture of the sector. The initiative is part of a broader strategy aimed at increasing the representation of women in leadership and across all areas of aviation.
COMESA's Director for Gender and Social Affairs, Patrick Simua-Penga Hamusonde, praised Ethiopia as a model for the continent, noting that its national carrier, Ethiopian Airlines, has taken significant steps to empower women.
I'm happy, and I also recognize the efforts that Ethiopia aviation sector is doing to promote gender equality and empowerment of women. So when we see what the advances Ethiopia is doing, actually, it is one of those best practices that other countries can learn from as a way of promoting the participation of women and also to demonstrate that there is nothing impossible for a girl child. A girl child can do what a boy child can do.
While Ethiopia has made notable progress, particularly in increasing the representation of women in high-level government positions, such as ministerial roles, a significant gender disparity remains, especially in executive and academic leadership. Despite these advancements, challenges persist in achieving full gender equality across all sectors. However, Hamusonde commended Ethiopia's broader efforts in promoting women to senior government positions.
Ethiopia has put up an institutional mechanism. They have gender departments in all ministries. Gender departments well-resourced with experts that are well-trained. It is also, I also know that even at local level, Ethiopia has also put up structures that are working towards closing the gender gaps. It is a good step, and it is also something that other countries can learn from. I think I would encourage other member states to take a leaf from what Ethiopia is doing and actually probably be able to visit Ethiopia and interact with the people on the ground to see how Ethiopia is advancing towards closing gender gaps in the various sectors.
You know what's so inspiring for me? Seeing Ethiopian female pilots dressed in their uniform and fly high in the sky.
Since 2015, Ethiopian Airlines has operated all-women crew flights every year on March 8th, International Women's Day, a powerful symbol of progress and empowerment in the aviation world. Ethiopia's commitment, showcased both in the skies and on the ground, is helping redefine gender roles in a traditionally male-dominated sector, signaling a steady shift toward inclusivity and equal opportunity.
Now, a recap of the top stories once again. A leading scholar slams Egypt's stance on Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, calling its claims baseless and unjustified. And Ethiopia earns high praise for championing gender equality, with women taking flight in aviation and rising to top roles in government. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was for the news for today, and thank you for your company. Stick around with the rest of the program from EBC World from the capital Addis Ababa. Goodbye and enjoy.